Hey everyone, it's Zeke, and in this video I'm going to explain what it's like to own a mining rig. So I'm going to go over what the revenue is like, what the expenses are, like power costs, ETH transaction fees, and then, is it profitable? Well, obviously it's profitable, but by how much? So I'm just going to go over kind of the accounting of it. So how much I'm making, what your expenses are and how do you keep track of it. So let's get right into it. So as you can see here, I just have a nice little spreadsheet that I made for you guys. So now just so you know, all this is in Canadian dollars. I didn't pay 1750 USD for 3070. So here's all the parts. You got 10 GPUs, some power supplies, frame, motherboard, CPU, and all the other stuff. So in total, it cost me almost 17,000, again, Canadian dollars. The revenue, electricity cost, Ethereum gas fees, because those are pretty bad, profitability, and then just a little bit of information here to summarize everything. So let's start off with the parts. So I have 8 3060 Ti's, non-LHR, a 3060 Ti Founders Edition, and a 3070. So in total, gives me around 622 mega hash on Ethereum. So, it's a decent amount of mega hash power, to be honest. And then for the power supplies, I have a 1600 watt EVGA one and a 1300 watt EVGA one, and then a frame. The frames, the funny part is the frames are actually so overpriced. It's such a basic piece of metal that I got, but it's for mining, so of course it's going to be jacked up. And as GPU prices have been falling and less people interested in mining, the frames have been on 50% discounts, just because they're jacked up so much and not many people are buying them as more, so they got to sell them off. So yeah, I thought that was funny. Same thing with mining motherboards. I didn't get a mining motherboard. I got a normal gaming motherboard that just had a bunch of slots and used that, because some mining motherboards are so overpriced. It's crazy. But yeah, motherboard, CPU, fans. The motherboard is a Asus Prime Z390P motherboard. Pretty good motherboard, actually. Never had any issues with it, and I've been able to run 10 GPUs on it really well. So yeah, CPU, I got an Intel i5-9400. Has integrated graphics, so if I wanted to add a display, I could without having to go into one of the GPUs. Fans, I just got a 5-pack of fans, and I think I have a couple other fans on there, but yeah, it was around $50 plus a couple extra. The risers were 146. Again, these things pretty overpriced. Probably would have been a good idea to get the GPU risers ones, but those are just even more pricey. And the ones I have are working fine now. Hopefully they don't blow up in the future. And then the rest is just SSD, RAM, power cables, splitters. I do run 2 power supplies, so I had to get those. So yeah, those are all the parts. In total, it cost me 1,700 Canadian dollars. Now the second part is revenue. So I started mining on November 4th, 2021. It's been 144 days, and in total I've made 1.27 Ethereum, which is pretty darn good. So I just kept track of, I set it to around payout at every 0.1 ETH. Now sometimes when the gas fees are high, it kind of took a while to get that. Here, this was a payout of 0.5 Ethereum, so 5 payouts in one. So yeah, Ethereum revenue, I got 2 payouts a month except for this, and yeah, in total I made that much. And then I recorded the cost, or the price of the Ethereum I got on the day I received it. So November 7th, this amount was that much, or this amount was that much. Now I think the total is a little bit higher if you count the Ethereum price now, because some of the revenue was recorded when the Ethereum price was a lot lower, when you had the January crash or February crash. But yeah, it's off by a couple $100. So I just decided to put the revenue total based on what I recorded it at when I received it. So that's, it's fine. This is how much I made in Ethereum. This is the dollar amount, so that's pretty good. I guess I'll start to go to electricity costs next. So actually managed to just figure out what the electricity costs. So it's not just the kilowatt hour, it's also based on distribution charges and all these different fees. Now my dad actually made a calculator, a big spreadsheet, and I just put in the kilowatt hours we're consuming every day, and I don't know, somehow just got a pretty accurate representation of how much we're spending on electricity. So in total it came around to $279 per day. Or no, $2.79. I hope it's not $279 per day, because that's pretty expensive. So yeah, and then after 144 days of mining, it came to around $401. So that's pretty good. I mean, it would be better if there was 0, but compared to other mining algorithms, Ethereum is pretty good. It's a low power consumption, and I have pretty efficient GPUs, so the electricity cost wasn't that bad. And compared to how much I've made, it's it's pretty good. Mining is pretty profitable, if you can't tell already. And then this last expense, because really the only expense is just electricity cost, Ethereum fees, exchange fees. So if you want to exchange your Ethereum, which this is one thing I want to talk about, I haven't exchanged my Ethereum or cashed it out for anything. It's just sitting in Ethereum, just how I received it. So maybe in the future when I do cash out, if I ever do, which I probably won't, if I ever do and I have to to like lose a bit of money from exchanging and cashing out, because you know, exchanges, they got to make money somehow. They take a little bit from you if you want to get cash from it. So I'll update this in the future, make another video if I ever do that. But for now, it's just electricity costs and Ethereum gas fees, because if you know what happened in August, they released or introduced the Ethereum gas fee system. You know, it's been pretty expensive to get your Ethereum. So when I first started mining, actually, I was like, I didn't really care about the fees. Like I'd get payouts at like spending like, you know, $13 here, almost $10, $8. But now I've kind of like chilled out a bit. Like I've dropped it to below $4 for transaction. I was just eager to get more, like Ethereum in my wallet, because it's like I just started mining. I wanted to get some in my wallet. But yeah, these are just a little bit of fees, you know, for all the transactions here. Yeah, not too bad. In total is $46. I made $5,500 and I spent $46 in gas fees and $400 in electricity costs. So that gives me my profitability of $5,113.16. Pretty profitable, if I'm not gonna lie. Just enjoying this now before Ethereum 2.0 comes, because this might not be the case for everyone. You might be like having no profitability or just having enough to pay off the electricity. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. So just to summarize everything, hopefully this video isn't too long. I started mining November 4th, 2021. So last year. It's been around, let's see,
November, December, January, February, March.
So almost 5 full months of mining. Good start to mining. Kind of got into it late and at the wrong time, you know, scalper price and all this stuff. But you know, it could have been worse. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm glad I got into it when I did. So yeah, in total the thing cost around 17,000. GPUs were 15,000 and the system was like 2,000. So yeah, like you don't just factor in the GPUs for the price. It's also like the power supplies, because I chose to get big juicy EVGA power supplies, 80 plus gold, just because I wanted to, you know, safely power my rig. I made a video on how to safely power your rig if you're wondering how to do that. And then you're building a whole computer when you're building a mining rig, so you gotta like get the parts for that. And if you want to save a bit of money when building a rig, you can go for like cheaper stuff. Like I bought everything brand new, but if you wanted, you could get stuff for cheaper, especially right now when everything's dropped a bit. Yeah, and then revenue 5,500, expenses around $450. That counts the Ethereum gas fees and the electricity costs. So there's my profit there, just over 5,000. Pretty good for 5 months. And then just a bit of averages. So it's been 144 days. Now for the first month, I was mining with 8 GPUs, and then I added 2 extra GPUs in December. So this might be a little off, but it's a good representation. So average per day is $38 in revenue, and then expenses, it was around $3.11. So profiting $35 per day, or $35.50 per day. Now this is probably a little bit higher because the first month had less money coming in, but it's fine. It's probably good because November was when Ethereum was really high, so might balance out there. But yeah, that's basically it. There's not a whole lot that you have to deal with when like mining. It's just, you know, you gotta buy the rig and then start mining, and then you have the Ethereum revenue coming in, and then electricity costs. And really, the only thing that can go wrong with this is that if your electricity costs are really high, like I had a little comment, someone said their electricity cost was like 46 cents, but in pounds, so almost $0.50 or half a pound per kilowatt hour. That's pretty bad. Like if you had that electricity cost, it wouldn't be worth it to mining, to be honest. So I don't know, I thought that was funny, but I also feel bad for them. So yeah, my kilowatt hour is like 0.1, like 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's pretty good. You know, I'm gonna keep mining because it's not that bad, especially when Ethereum 2.0 comes and electricity, it's a lot bigger of a deal, because like we'll be mining probably a coin that takes more power than Ethereum. Maybe not as high as Raven coin, but probably pretty high. And the profitability is gonna be a lot lower, because like the revenue we'll be getting is probably gonna be a lot lower. So if your electricity costs are gonna be high, then that's probably pretty bad, but for me, I should be okay, hopefully. But yeah, it's just, you know, Ethereum gas fees. Try to limit your transactions if you're mining Ethereum. If you're mining another coin and the transaction fees are like nothing, then, you know, get as many payouts as you want. I know like Bitcoin mine, you can get payouts like every couple hours, but for me, it's like I'd get paid out like every 2 weeks, just because gas fees are pretty bad. Like at one point, or like depending on the GPU and profitability, if your like transaction fee is like the amount your GPUs will be making in like a day, so like say the expense is like $4 and my GPUs are making like $2 a day each, then I'm probably gonna limit my transactions, because each payout I get like takes away a day of mining for each GPU. So that's pretty bad. And then obviously exchanging your Ethereum for cash or something else, it's gonna cost you a bit, just because exchanges take your money, because that's how they make their money. They give you a platform to, you know, sell your stuff, so they take a bit of money for that. So yeah, probably my profitability would be a little bit less if I had to sell this stuff. I'll sell the Ethereum for cash. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. This is my situation. I just wanted to give you guys like an overview of what it's like mining. And yeah, hope you found this helpful. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this. See ya.